when it comes to your past history of drug use, and this could be any substance you've experimented with in the past, do you have a horror high story, a bad experience while you were high?
Man, damn, Slim. I'm trying to think. I had took an edible one time or something. This when I was in school though. I had took an edible. I was high as shit. I'm like, man, when you get too high, you just pray that, man, please take it down. I'm just like, please, please, please. High as shit, yeah, but that shit ain't about dying though.
Now, was that your first time ever trying an edible?
Yeah, that was my first time trying to edible, because when you're in high school, you smoke a lot of that weed.
And this was a cannabis edible?
Yeah, cannabis edible, weed edible. Only did weed and drink a little liquor.
Got it. And when it comes to your first experience here, sometimes people end up being in the hospital for that sort of thing. They take too much, they don't know what they're doing, that sort of thing. Did it ever get almost to that point for you where you almost had to be seen by a professional over this high?
No, I ain't gonna say that now. It was just, they call your mother in school. They got eyes all low, red, they kicking you out. So my mother had to deal with me, man. But it wasn't really nothing like that.
And what was her reaction, having to come get you for this edible?
First off, she tried to slap the high up out of me, but it ain't work. So I was still laughing at everything, ain't feel nothing, but that's what happened.
And do you remember what grade this was back then?
Ninth grade.
And care to share the name of the school you attended back in those days?
I attended Friendship Collegiate.
And since this horror high story of yours, have you quit edibles? Were you one and done with that moment there?
Yeah, I was one and done. I ain't like the feeling.